Monday marks the federal deadline when all passenger trains across the country are supposed to have automatic braking systems. It's designed to make the trains safer, but right here in North Texas, the TRE that serves between Dallas and Fort Worth will miss that deadline. IT reporter Brian New explains why.
When it's bumper to bumper on the highways, often the fastest way to get from Dallas to Fort Worth is on the Trinity Railway Express. But the CBS 11i team has found for the past decade the TRE has been anything but fast when it comes to implementing a federally mandated automatic braking system known as PTC.
We've worked hard to get this done. The federal government, Congress had an expectation. We've worked hard to live into that.
Train versus another train. People are bleeding and hurt here.
10 years ago in Chatsworth, California, 25 people were killed, more than 100 injured when two trains collided. According to the NTSA accident report, the collision could have been prevented if the trains had a positive train control system, also known as PTC. Just weeks later, Congress passed a law requiring PTC on all commuter trains. Congress gave the industry 7 years to get it done. But when the 2015 deadline neared, many rail lines like the TRE hadn't even started installing the equipment. And so the federal government gave them 3 more years. But even that hasn't been enough. In September, the TRE wrote the feds that while it finally had the equipment installed, actually having the system in operation would not be possible by the end of the year deadline. With only one vendor capable of doing the work, the TRE says installing PTC has been far more challenging than expected. The federal government has now pushed back the deadline yet again, this time to December 31st, 2020.
We wish that things were easier, but they're not. The good news is that we're in compliance.
But while the TRE is still working on the technology, North Texas's other commuter train already has PTC up and running.
The onboard system knows where the train is supposed to be or what the train is supposed to do right now.
The Denton County Transportation Authority took us on board its A train to demonstrate how the automatic braking system works. When the train reaches its maximum allowed speed, alarms go off.
The alarm is saying, hey buddy, watch for the speed.
But if the train continues to pick up speed, Rodney Phillips says the technology will override the conductor. And as you're about to see, the computer will automatically apply the brakes.
If it goes 2 miles per hour over, you'll get a PTC brake application.
So that's the technology.
That's the technology.
We felt it right there. It
Right there.
kicked in.
It kicked in.
The DCTA is the first passenger rail system in Texas to have PTC in operation. But train officials say it hasn't been easy for them either.
In the beginning, there was practically no guidance, no funding from the federal government for this, and we pretty much had to start from scratch.
Since Congress passed the law requiring PTC 10 years ago, there have been more than 20 crashes that investigators say could have been prevented if the trains had the technology. None of those crashes, though, took place on the A train or the TRE. But local officials agree this technology is needed, and for some, so is a little more time. Now, the TRE is not the only train line that has been granted this 2-year extension. Nearly 50% of all railroads still don't have this technology in use. The TRE says when all is said and done, this new safety technology will cost it more than $30 million. With the I-Team, Brian New, CBS 11 News.
Well, if you have any tips or questions for Brian or anyone else on the CBS 11 I-Team, you can email them anytime at iteam@ktvt.com. Well, it's about to get